IBF stripped Canelo Alvarez. They always known for stripping somebody for a lesser opponent. That's just what it is. They known for stripping somebody for a lesser opponent. It's never they stripped Errol Spence for Terrence Crawford. It's never they stripped Canelo Alvarez for Devin Benavidez. It's always somebody you hadn't heard of. And I don't really understand the IBF. I believe, allegedly some years ago, they got sued for selling ranking spots. And who knows, that still could be going on to this day. But I really don't understand these ranking systems. It's like the Wild Wild West. How does William Skull hold the belt, help the division, when nobody knows him and he hasn't fought anybody? It's like these number one guys. I remember Olympia fought a guy named Okondo. He hadn't fought outside his neighborhood. Literally. How does that advance the sport of boxing? I just need to know. How does that advance the sport of boxing? Honestly, how does that move us forward in the sport of boxing? How? So, I think rightfully so, he should be stripped by all sanctioned belt bodies. That he has a mandatory, but man, why they will never strip somebody when it matters? They always stripping somebody for the lesser fighter, the unproven fighter, or chances are a fighter we haven't heard of. It don't mean nothing to be a world champion really no more like it used to be. Because everybody can be a fucking world champion. You ain't got to earn nothing. You ain't got to fight nobody no more. No, you ain't gotta fight nobody no more. Come on, brother. So it don't even mean anything. But nonetheless, you know, they like, oh, you don't fight William Skull, you can get stripped. And it make the WBC look bad because they should be stripping him for not fighting David Benavidez. So Benavidez knew they wasn't gonna strip him. If he did strip him, what was the point? You can't unify the whole division. And beforehand, he didn't know the IBF was gonna strip Canelo, so it ain't like he can go unify the IBF. Who knows? William Skull probably didn't want to fight David Benavidez. Or whoever he ended up, they gotta do the title fight versus William Skull or whoever. You know, Benavidez probably didn't want to wait around for a low-profile fight. So, and he didn't know this was going to happen. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I like the decision, but damn, why we can't do this on a grander scale? That's because, in my opinion, allegedly, they're taking payments from promoters. That's my opinion on it. They're taking payments from promoters. That's just my 2 cents on it. They're taking payments from promoters. You know, if you had to ask me, they're taking payments from promoters. But it don't really matter. I mean, the IBF gonna give it to William Skull. And how does that advance the division? How does that advance boxing? Whoever he chooses to fight, and if whoever wins. I just want to know why this can't happen. We had 2 motherfuckers ducking, and some fighters, they can constipate a division, and other fighters, you know, they got to get stripped. I don't understand it. William Skull, we don't even know who he is. We don't even know who Dog is. And they always doing this with somebody we don't know. And a lot of the times, they ain't good. Now, I did feel Okondo beat Lippians. The sanctioning belt bodies don't do their jobs. The promoters don't do their jobs. You know, and the fighters can't do their jobs. But as far as Canelo, the WBO already said he did his mandatory. He fighting his mandatory versus Edgar Berlanga. Once again, is another fucking travesty. He didn't fight nobody of relevance in the WBA ranking. I told y'all, to get in the top 15, you should have to be the guy in the top 15. To get in the top 10, you should have to fight one or two guys in the top 10. To get a title shot, you should have to fight somebody in the top 5, or maybe let the top 3 of the rankings. It should be structured like that. It's just structured like, oh, it's like pick them up, mess them up. Do whatever you want to do. It don't matter. As long as you got the cash, we'll order it. And a lot of people going around holding world title belts and calling themselves champions, and they not champions, bro. They not even one of the 5 or 10 best fighters in their division. In some situations, I won't even say rare situations. And a lot of situations, a lot of these guys ain't even top 5. Shit is a travesty, man. It's a travesty. But it's what it is. So it ain't too much about, oh, you know, Canelo. It's who they stripping Canelo for. That's what I'm looking for. Like, but you know, Canelo don't care. I don't understand why he was holding the division up anyway. He was just doing that out of spite. Fuck you, David. Fuck you, Morrell. Fuck you, Willem Skull. I can do what I want to do. And ain't nobody gonna stop me from doing what I want to do. That's basically what he was saying. He was holding his nuts on them. That's exactly what he was doing. He was holding his nuts on them. That's all he was doing. And they ain't gonna do nothing about it. I paid them what I want to pay them. They not going to stop me, Canelo Alvarez, in the face of boxing. And you're right, these motherfuckers greedy, and they gonna have the right to call him a great fighter in his career. Absolutely not. Motherfucker's a fraud. Somebody come and say, well, he put the work. Man, he ain't put no fucking work in. They gave that motherfucker everything he wanted. They gave him everything. He ain't earned nothing. First title fight was a catchweight versus a blown up Matthew Hatton. Open scoring versus Austin Trout. That really was on some scurvy stuff right then and there. You know, Mayweather fight. Anybody else lose 12-0, they wouldn't even be able to recover from that reputation-wise. That motherfucker got 12 zipped, 21 skunk, past the sticks. So, keep going. All this shit was given to him, bro. He ain't earned nothing. When I say nothing, he ain't earned a damn, not a damn thing. But, you know, it is what it is. You know? But he was just holding the belts just to hold his nuts on them niggas, man. That's all that was. That's all that was. That's all that was. Say, oh, y'all can't be champion. Haha, regular intern niggas. Y'all can't be champion. This is my shit. Because he could have just held 1 or 2 belts, kept the ring belt, and been the man. You know? He wasn't going for no undisputed title defense record or nothing like that. He was just being a pompous pussy. That's what he was doing. That's it. He was holding his nuts on Benavidez, Morale, and them guys. He knew what to go after. He whipped all the white boys. He was finding white boys we didn't even know existed in boxing. Fielding, Ryder, Plant, Billy Ho, and Billy Joe Saunders. Jesus Christ, bro. Like, he let himself go. You know? Who else he fought? Callum Smith. That boy was finding, I didn't even know there was that many white boys in boxing, cuz. He was just finding white people to fight. That's for real, but we're gonna gonna do something about it. You know, IBF said, okay, strip your ass. But they always strip you for a motherfucker that's not worthy. Jerron Ennis was not worthy. Jerron Ennis, you know, people say, hey, you say Jerron and Duck. Jerron jumped into the WBO, but he jumped from the WBO when he was could have been the number one contender when he was. He went to the IBF. And these niggas, you know, motherfuckers ignoring the fact. He had his opportunity to fight. Them motherfuckers just talking. They just talking. But people believe what they want to believe. But hey, the IBF stripped Canelo for most of the wrong for the wrong guy. How about that? But hey, it is what it is. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor. Check out the Patreon. Shout out to everybody supporting the Patreon. Gang, gang.